Over the past 6 months, I've written over 200 ad scripts for 6 different online businesses. Those ads generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, and me, as the copywriter, I took a percentage of that and I put it straight in my pockets. And in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I go about writing these ad scripts. From the research process all the way to my best performing templates. So I say to not waste any time, and let's do it. Alright, let's get into it. So, first thing that I want to say, I don't care if you are a beginner copywriter, you already write ads for your clients, or you have a business and you need to write ads for your business. This video will help you get better and do that. Write ads that actually make money, and not just because you're guessing they're gonna make money, no, because you're following a proven to work psychological process. Okay, so that said, this video might be quite long. I don't know, I'm recording it right now, I don't know how long it's gonna be. Over 1 hour probably. But I don't want you to commit to finish the entire video. I know it can sound scary, it's too long, right? So do this for me. Commit to watch 5 minutes of this video starting now, and I promise you, you're gonna see the value and it's gonna make it worth it for you to watch the rest of the video. So please commit to watch 5 to 10 minutes of this video, and I'm gonna prove you that it's worth your time. So let's not waste any time and let's get started with step number 1 on how to write 6-figure ad scripts, okay? Step number 1 is research. Yes, research is the base of anything you write as a copywriter, but when it comes to ads, it's even more. When it comes to ads, literally, it's not about who's the better writer. You don't need to be a great writer to write ads. The opposite. You need to use very basic language, but you need to use the right words, because those are the words that are going to trigger your target audience. So you see how it doesn't come down to the level of words that you use, but more about the words that trigger and persuade the right type of people. So that's why you need research, to understand who these people are, what desires do they have, what pain points, what problems, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. There's 4 main things that I look at when I do research for my ads. First thing first, the ideal client profile, also known as ICP, is basically who is your ideal client, ideal customer that you want to reach with your campaign. So the main questions that I ask myself when I want to understand who my ICP is are: how old is he? What does he look like? What does his day look like? What are his desires? What is he struggling with right now? So pain points basically. Does he have any predisposition for a product like mine? And all that kind of stuff. You want to ask yourself all those questions and write them down on a document, because they're going to be very useful the moment you start writing. You should never write a word on your page before knowing exactly who you're talking to. Because if you're selling to a 50-year-old divorced mom, you're not going to write the same way and the same words you write to an 18-year-old girl out of college that wants to make money. Like, you need to know exactly who you're targeting to find the words that can persuade them the best. An 18-year-old doesn't use the same language of a 50-year-old. An 18-year-old doesn't get triggered by the same thing of a 50-year-old. So it's very important that you have it written down who your ICP is. I know it's boring, but it's the first step on writing 6-figure ads. And if you get this wrong, chances are your ads are not going to perform. I'm going to show you examples of how I do that in a second. Now, let's get into the 2 most important parts of writing ad scripts. These are a bit advanced. Most people don't even know about this. Most people who run ads. So if you can just understand these 2 things, you're going to be better than literally, I don't want to exaggerate, 90% of marketers. You're going to be better than 90% of marketers, copywriters, business owners out there if you can understand what awareness and sophistication are. So let's get into them. Awareness. That simply means how aware is your market of your offer or solution. Based on how aware your market is, the angle of the ad completely changes. Let me do a couple of examples before we get into the different stages of awareness. So, if I'm dealing with a market that already knows about my offer, has already checked it out, wants to buy it, and know why they should buy it and that it would help their life and it would really improve their life, but they're still on the fence of buying. They just didn't get around buying yet. Then, at that point, there would be no point in me running an ad campaign explaining how good the product is, the benefits they'll see. They already know that. They already want to buy the product. They are convinced. Now, all it comes down to is getting them to put the card in. So all you gotta do is give them a little push, which could be a limited time promotion, a flash offer, add some scarcity. Hey, there's only 20 spots left, some urgency, I'm gonna increase the price tomorrow. And overall, you need to create some FOMO. That is all you need to do in your ads. So in this case, you would just run a flash promotion, and these people who are so aware they literally want to buy it, they will buy. That is all you need to get these people to buy and have a successful ad campaign. Now, in the same way, if I'm dealing with the market that doesn't even know about my offer, its benefits, or why they even need it, an ad about a 20% discount won't tell them anything. It won't literally give them any information that could get them closer to the sale. So there's no point in me running a 20% offer to people who don't even know about my offer or why they need it. So in that case, what I would have to do is hook them with their problem, introduce my solution, and then put some proof behind it that it works. Overall, it's a classic problem solution ad. So you understand how, based on the different type of awareness, you're gonna run completely different type of ads, and you're gonna write completely different type of scripts. Now, if that's clear, let's get a little bit more specific and look at the different stages of awareness. In fact, there's 5 stages of awareness, and to identify the right one for your target audience, after having a clear idea of who your avatar is, you need to ask yourself, how does my avatar feel about my solution right now? So ask the question, and then you're gonna find the stage. So first stage of awareness, which is the least aware. Basically, your prospect doesn't realize he has a problem. So he doesn't even think he needs your solution. In this case, the type of ad that you want to write is something like this. Call out a pain point, introduce the problem as the cause of that pain, introduce your product as the solution, and then show social proof that that solution works. Okay, here you basically have to take them by the hand and guide them. First of all, saying, hey, you have this pain. Okay, that means you have this problem. And then you say, I also had this problem, but there is a solution, my product. And then you say, this product has already worked with me and 200,000 people. So it works. And this is how you guide them from being unaware completely to now being aware that they have a problem, that there is a solution, and that solution works. This is the type of ad that you would run with someone with that market that is in stage number 1 of awareness. They're not aware of anything. Now, we go into stage number 2. The prospect knows he has a product, a problem, or a desire, but he doesn't realize that there is a solution for it. Okay, so they know they have this back pain, but they're hopeless. They don't even know there is a solution for it. They think they're the only one who has that, and there's no solution for it. Or they know they have this desire to make money, but there is no solution. There's no way they can make the money. So they're completely unaware of your solution. So at this point, what you want to do in your ad is you point out the problem or the desire, because they understand that. They know they either have back pain or they know they want the money. They understand that. So if you point it out in the hook of your ad, they will realize that. They are going to be hooked. And then you tell a relatable story, because at this point, they think they're they generally think they're the only people who have something like that. So in this case, what works very well is you call out the problem, and then you explain, now you had the same problem, and the way you solved it is with this solution. And after you say that, you also put some social proof behind it, saying, and this didn't just work with me, but it worked with also another 100,000 people. So that's how you show some social proof. So you see how we basically here, we did the same thing as we did in stage 1, but we just cut out the first part, because they're already aware of their pain point and the problem that they have. Okay? Now, hope this is clear. If it's not, I suggest you stop, take some notes, because this is extremely important. I'm going to show, as you see down here, an example of a script, and we're going to reverse engineer the awareness. Now, let's go into stage number 3. So, how does my avatar feel about my solution right now? In this case, at this stage, he knows he has a problem or a desire, and he wants a solution for it. So he knows there is a solution for it, but he doesn't know that your product is the solution that will solve his problem or fulfill his desire. Clear? Now, how do you deal with someone that is in this situation? The first thing you do is you point out the problem or the desire that they have. That is always going to hook people, their problem or their desire. Then you say, hey, if you have this problem, this will solve it. This is the solution. Okay? You don't need to convince them. You don't need to give them a relatable story because they already understand that there is a solution. They just need to know what the solution is. So see how from stage 1 to stage 3, we go just always more direct, straight to the point, simple. We start here, it's longer, more elaborate. Now, the higher the awareness is, the more direct you can be with your target, with your audience. Okay? So here we just point out the problem. We say, hey, if you have this problem, this is the solution, and it has already worked with 50,000 people. So click down here and check it out. Simple, straight to the point. There's no need for anything else because they already know they have a problem. They already know why they need it. They already know there is a solution. We just need to give it to them. Simple. So this is stage number 3. Now stage number 4 is where most people are at. In most markets you're going to deal is going to be in stage number 4, and it is when the prospect knows he has a problem or a desire. He knows that a product like yours could solve it or fulfill it, so solve the problem or fulfill the desire, and he even basically checked out already your product. He already knows about your offer. He's just not convinced that your solution, is the best solution out there for the money. That's what it is. So they know you have a copywriting program, they just don't know if your copywriting program is the best for the money. Simple. And that is probably where most businesses are at right now. They know you have a service, and they know about the service, they know why they need it, they know how it can help their life, but they don't know if they should pick yours or the one of the competitor. Why should they pick yours? They're not convinced, okay? So what you need to do here is simply show social proof, guarantees, bonus benefits, kill objections, predispositions, everything that can help them, can convince them that yours is the best one and has the best value per money. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so notice how we don't have to go back to their problem, back to the introducing the solution. No, they already know you have the solution. They already know about your solution. You just need to tell them, hey, 50,000 people last month bought my copywriting course and they made $65,000. And not just that, but they also did blah, 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 blah. So you just build on top of your solution. You don't have to go all the way back to the problem, to the desire. They already know they want it and why they need it. That said, we go and move into stage number 5, the most aware, which is also, in my opinion, the easiest one to deal with. What you do here is basically here, if you ask yourself the question, how does my avatar feel about my solution right now? You're going to see that he knows he has a problem or a desire, and he knows your solution will solve it or fulfill it. He already knows that my copywriting program will get him to $1,000 a month in 90 days. He knows that it's guaranteed. He already knows that. He's just waiting to see. He's just waiting basically for the right opportunity to buy. See if there's a discount, because that's most of the time what the main objection is when they're very aware. It's basically always the price or not enough FOMO, not enough reasons to buy right now. So what you have to do here, what I would have to do is simply run a flash offer and build FOMO. As we said in the example up here. They're just on the fence of buying. All I have to do is saying, hey, you want to buy the course, right? Okay, 20% off if you buy within the next 2 hours. Otherwise, price goes up. Boom, they're going to buy because they already know they need it. I don't have to convince them, right? If now at stage 5, I was to run if I was to now target people at stage 5 with an ad that says, hey, if you have this big problem, look, I was there. Like, bro, they're just going to scroll. They already know that. You don't have to go. The thing with awareness is always this. You don't want to tell them information that they've already heard, that they are already convinced on. You want your ad to be at the same level of the awareness of your avatar. Because if you run an ad for a stage 1, when the guy is in stage 5, he will scroll. He will find it boring. At the same time, if you run an ad about stage 5, so you run a flash promotion for someone who doesn't even know why they need it, it's not going to work. So it's important that your ad and your angle is tailored to the awareness of your target audience, your avatar, your ICP, call him whatever you want. You understand this, okay? I think this was extremely clear. I hope it was. And now it's going to be even more clear because we're going to look at an example. But now you understand why the angle changes based on the awareness. The awareness changes, the angle changes. Simple. And I also showed you how to change the angle, okay? Now, No, you need to realize as a marketer or as a copywriter, as a business owner, that if you can just do this right, like most businesses and like copywriters don't even know about this. They're just guessing that's what's gonna work. If you do some good research and you come up with these, a good awareness, you're already ahead of the curve, literally. And now let's look at an example where we're gonna try to understand what awareness are we in right now. Okay, so ad script. This ad script is 40 seconds long. So let's read it. We guarantee we build you a 6-figure Amazon brand in under 90 days, or you don't pay a penny and we send you $3,000. It's all in our client contracts. No catches or confusing terms. And I know you must be thinking, how can you offer such a result-based offer like this? And the reason is that we specialize in a new branch of Amazon called Amazon MRR. Meaning we don't sell one-time products like everyone else, but we sell first need items that can be sold on a monthly, recurring basis, making the products low effort, predictable, and a true asset that you can sell to investors for multiple 6 or even 7 figures over the next 5 years. No one else is offering this to their clients, by the way. And the best part is we've already helped over 700 clients build an additional stream of income without them spending more than 2 hours a week on this. So you can either keep looking into those old, outdated, unprofitable business models, or you can book a call with us and see how this new branch of Amazon works before it gets oversaturated. Click the link below and I'll see you there. Now, you know already about the oldest stages of awareness. Let me go back to them for a second so you see them. We have stage number 1. He doesn't realize it. Stage number 1, stage number 2, stage number 3, stage number 4, stage number 5. I want you to try to guess what stage was that in. Okay? I would say obviously it was not stage 1. Obviously it was not stage 2. I say it's stage 3 to 4. So 3 is he knows he has a problem or a desire and he wants a solution for it, but he doesn't know there is a product that can solve or fulfill it. Or stage number 4 is he knows he has a product, a problem or desire. He knows a product like yours could solve it, but he's not convinced yours is the best solution out there. How aware are these people they were targeting with this script? I'm going to tell you. We're in stage number 4 because our avatar knows he has a problem or a desire, which is money. He knows a product like yours could solve it or fulfill it, an Amazon FBA program, but he's not convinced that's the best solution money can buy. And how do I know that? Because in this thing, we see social proof, guarantees, benefits, and we kill objections and predispositions. We have a guarantee up here, we guarantee you, that already tells me it's stage 4. Because when it's stage 3, you never do a guarantee. They're not ready for a guarantee yet. Okay, so we do the guarantee, we have the social proof here, and we help over 700 clients build an additional stream of income, doing only 2 hours a week. And then we start killing predispositions. We're going to see the predispositions of this specific target audience later, but you see how if you simply read these, you would know that this is awareness stage number 4. Also because in awareness stage number 3, here we introduce our product as the solution. But if you read the sample we just read, we didn't even introduce it. We gave it as granted that they already knew what the product was, what Amazon FBA is, what an Amazon brand is. Okay, so this is obviously awareness stage number 4. Hope you got that right. If you didn't, try to analyze it a little bit and understand why again. Maybe rewind a few seconds and listen to me explaining it again. Now that you understand the awareness, it's time for the sophistication. Because if awareness is important, sophistication is literally as important, if not more. So I hope you got a clear idea of what awareness is right now, because you're going to need that for the sophistication. Let's look into it. Sophistication is basically how many times has your market heard of similar offers or claims? How many times has your market heard of similar offers and claims? The more sophisticated they are, so the more times they've heard these claims, the harder it is to hook and retain their attention. Because humans, we always want new stuff. We don't want to listen to stuff we've already heard, so to similar stuff. We always want new things. So the more sophisticated they are, the harder it's going to be to make it look new. Now, let's look at the different stages. Let's start with the least sophisticated. So they have not really heard of similar offer and claims. In fact, we are the first in the market. Now, if you are in the first in the market, so nobody has heard about your solution, you need to be simple, direct, and say bold claims. For example, I'll show you how to make $1,000 with copywriting. And they're going to be like, oh my gosh, with this copywriting, $1,000, boom, 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 boom. They're going to be already hooked because they've never heard of something like this. Even better if I do $1,000 writing emails for businesses. Even more intriguing. Okay? They've never heard of something like that. They're all going to click on the ad because they don't know what it is. We're the first one. They're not sophisticated. It's something completely new for them. So we need to be simple, direct, and say bold claims. Easy. Because we are the first in the market. But it's very tough that you're going to be the first in the market at whatever you are pitching or whatever you are offering. Okay? So let's look at stage number 2. Basically, you are the second in the market. And this also means second, third, fourth, fifth. You're just competing now in the market. You're not the first, so you are competing. Now, if the claim that here you said at first is still working, it means we are in stage number 2, but there is more competition. So what do you have to do here? Outbid your competition. Enlarge the claim to its extreme. For example, I guarantee you'll make $1,000 with copywriting in under 20 days, or I'll give you all your money back and $30,000 out of my own pockets. We're enlarging the claim. We're literally guaranteeing it. Okay, here again, it would be probably more intriguing. $1,000 writing emails for businesses. I would find that more intriguing. Okay, so you see, this is basically this claim enlarged to its extreme. It can be even more extreme, obviously, but you see the idea. Now, what do you do when this doesn't work anymore? What are you doing when this doesn't work anymore? We go into stage number 3. Your prospect have heard all the claims and all the extremes now. They even bought 1 or 2 of your competitive products. Now you're finding a sophistication number 3. So everyone basically has already looked into it, and they've tried it, they failed, so they are much more sophisticated than they were before. If you tell them, hey, I'll get you there in 30 days, they're gonna be like, yeah, scam, bullshit, okay? They're gonna just say that because they've already heard all these incredible claims and they failed to deliver. So they are much more sophisticated now. So if I tell them, I'll guarantee you'll make $1,000 writing emails for businesses, they're gonna be like, hell, I already know it's not gonna work. You can't do that anymore. So what you need to do here is introducing a new mechanism. A new mechanism. For example, there's a faster way to make $1,000 a month copywriting without having to send samples up front, Loom videos, or any of that stuff. But instead, it leverages a tested psychology-driven outreach template. We call it psychological outreach. So here, obviously, you're talking with people who already know what copywriting is, that inside there is, they've already bought 1 or 2 of the competitors' programs. They already know how it works inside. They already know how copywriting works, how you find clients. They already know all of that. They know you have to do outreach. So what we do here is we introduce a new mechanism on how to find prospects. Easy. So they're going to be attracted to this because they've tried something different that didn't work, and now this looks like completely new and makes copywriting look like a good solution again. After they failed with the competitors and they tried those courses and they failed, now there is a new solution, a new mechanism that makes all those old claims true again. Okay, you understand that? I hope that's clear. But basically the new mechanism here is the outreach method. So basically here the new mechanism is the outreach strategy. There's a faster way to make $1,000 copywriting without having to send samples up front, Loom videos, or any of that stuff. Now obviously sending samples up front and Loom videos is what our competitors had them do. So now we tell them, hey, there's something new, different from what you did, that is making copywriting work great again. Okay, and it's called psychological outreach. Now it's something new, and I all of a sudden, when our prospects hear this, they're like, so there's still hope in copywriting. So I can still make $1,000 writing emails. So this still works. I just need to try this new mechanism. And this is why when we find ourselves in stage number 3, when all of the claims have been used and they even bought some courses and failed, you need to hit them with a new mechanism. Okay, now that we understand this, what do we do when this new mechanism is not new anymore? In fact, it takes a few months until the new mechanism is not new anymore. So what you do here is you enlarge the mechanism. Here, we enlarged the claim, while here, we enlarge the mechanism. So we make it look easier, better, faster, safer, surer, all that kind of stuff. So let me give you an example. Psychological outreach takes long and has low reply rate. So we're basically talking shit on the old new mechanism. Okay? So we crafted an improved template that makes the original one look like absolute trash. You can copy and paste it for every prospect, and when we gave it to 200 of our students, 1 week later, they had sent a total of 400 outreaches each, working just 1 hour a day, resulting in a 30% positive reply rate on average. That's 3 times better than the original psychological outreach and in a fraction of the time. So we're basically making the psychological outreach look outdated, and now we updated it and we improved it so much better. We enlarged it. We worked on the mechanism, and now it's faster, it's better, it's easier, it's safer. This is what you want to do at stage 4. Okay? And then we get into stage 5, when your market no longer believes in copywriting. Your market no longer believes there's a way to make $1,000 a month with copywriting. They no longer believe in our claims. So here, what we need to do is make them identify as people who need and use your solution. Okay? We need to go back to the roots. And for example, I was in your exact same situation 1 year ago, and now I'm here, making $10,000 a month, working just 30 minutes a day from the beach. If that's something you want, click the link and I'll show you exactly how I did it. Notice, I didn't even say the word copywriting. I didn't even talk about writing emails, because I already know that people are so sophisticated that the moment they hear the word copywriting, the word writing emails, they're gonna just scroll. So we need to keep them intrigued and then get them in the second step of the funnel, which is not something I'm going to get into now, but it's generally going to be a free training or a VSL, or maybe they send you a message, something like that. Okay? But you see how this works. And the thing is, sophistication can work in a cycle, okay? Because it takes maybe decades to go from a stage 4 to a stage 5, okay? So for example here, once we get to the psychological outreach, we get to its max, we get to its extreme, it's faster, it's easier. Now, at one point, after a few months, people are going to realize it's not enough, it's not new enough for them. So what do you need here again at stage 4? A new mechanism. So from stage 4, you go back to stage 3 with a new mechanism. So these can go on for quite some time. These can go on for quite some time before we get into stage 5. I'm talking about years. Maybe in some cases even decades, more than 10 years. Look at how long e-commerce has been around, or dropshipping has been around, and we're not in stage 5 yet. People are keeping on putting out new mechanisms, because this is how you keep an old market still in the game, by making it look new, make it sound new, okay? And people are attracted to new stuff, new flashy things, because they still have the old, same problems and desires. So they'll never get tired of e-commerce dropshipping as long as there is a new mechanism. So that's why it can take years to go from a stage 4, decades, to go from a stage 4 to stage 5. It's much more reasonable that you go from a stage 4 when now people understand that this psychological outreach doesn't work anymore, and you go back to a stage 3 and you come out with the anti-psychological outreach. Or you come out with the high-value outreach. You come out with a new type of mechanism that is going to make all the claims again true. I hope this is clear. If it's not, rewind a little bit, rewatch it. But now we're going to also go through a couple more things that are going to help you understand everything I just said. In fact, your question probably right now is how to understand how sophisticated the market is. It's not as easy as understanding it with the awareness, right? How to understand how sophisticated the people I'm targeting with my ads are. How do I know that? There's 3 things that I generally do. So first of all, I look at the ads that people in my space are running, because those are a good indicator, especially if there are some old ads, like a couple months old, and they're running them, they keeps on running, they're active. What does that mean? It means that there's someone that every single day puts money into those ads, and they're getting out more money than they put in. So those ads are profitable. If they've been running for a few months, those ads are profitable. So chances are there is something right about those ads. Maybe the awareness, sophistication. So try to understand that. Try to look at the best performing ads in your space that have been around for a few months and are active, and chances are those ads are performing and the sophistication is on point. So look at that. Now, the second thing I do when I look at those ads is that when these ads, when I see them and they're all about crazy guarantees, I already know we're in stage number 2 or more. I already know we're in stage number 2 or more. Okay? So for example, you already know the SMA space where they book you appointments. You've probably already seen some ads like that. And it works like this. We'll book you 30 guarantees. We'll book you 30 appointments in 40 days, or you don't pay a penny, and I send you $3,000 guaranteed. Those, you hear them all the time, and it's because we're in stage number 2 or more. In fact, the moment we go, there's 30 appointments in 40 days guaranteed, because we have this new way, then you know there's also a new mechanism. So you know not only it's stage number 2, but we're actually in stage number 3. So, for example, I found a new way of doing these that doesn't have anything to do with this old thing. Okay? So, don't be deceived by sometimes there is a hook with the guarantee, and then we get into the new mechanism. Obviously, the new mechanism is more advanced in the stages of sophistication than the guarantees. So obviously, the sophistication is level 3. I'm going to show you now in the script I have down here. You're going to get this perfectly, don't worry. And then, these are simply good indicators that I like to keep in mind when looking at the ads. Another thing that you can do to understand the sophistication of your audience is going where your audience, your target audience, hangs out. Maybe Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Look at the best performing short form videos in those platforms. Chances are there is something right about them. Maybe the sophistication, maybe the awareness, but check all of those out. And by the way, if you work with a client, you will most likely know sort of how sophisticated and skeptical people are about that offer. How long has an offer like that been around? How many people know about it? So if you ask them in simple terms, your clients will be able to tell you how sophisticated the market is somewhat. So you're going to have an idea. Am I with a level 1, level 5, closer to level 5, closer to level 1, you're going to know. But now let's look at the script, right? Same script as earlier, the same one. Before we looked at the awareness, now let's try to understand also the sophistication. So let's read it again. We guarantee we build you a 6-figure Amazon brand in under 90 days, or you don't pay a penny and we send you $3,000. This to me screams stage of sophistication number 2. It's all in our client contracts, no catches or confusing terms. And I know you must be thinking, how can you offer such a result-based offer like this? And the reason is that we specialize in a new branch of Amazon called Amazon MRR. This to me screams new mechanism. Meaning we don't sell one-time products like everyone else, but we sell first need items that can be sold on a monthly recurring basis, making the product low effort, predictable, and a true asset that you can sell to investors for multiple 6 or even 7 figures over the next 5 years. No one else is offering this to their clients, by the way. And the best part is we've helped over 700 clients build an additional stream of income without them spending more than 2 hours a week on this. So you can either keep looking into those old, outdated, unprofitable business models, or you can book a call and see how this new branch of Amazon works before it gets oversaturated. Click the link below and I'll see you there. So we already talked earlier about the awareness. It's obviously stage 4, okay? Because our avatar knows that he has this problem. He knows that a product like ours could solve it, but he's not convinced Amazon FBA is the best way to go. So that's why we added social proof, guarantees, benefits, blah, 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 blah. Now, sophistication. Stage level 3. Our prospects have heard of the claims and all the extremes. They even bought 1 or 2 competitive products, and that's why we introduced a new mechanism, which is Amazon MRR. Now, notice how if I didn't introduce the new mechanism, if I didn't introduce this and I cut out all this part, if I cut out all that part, it would have been stage number 2, because I still introduced the extremes, which are the guarantee, a crazy guarantee. When there is a guarantee like that, you know it's sophistication number 2. Now, the moment we also add the new mechanism in the scale of sophistication is higher than the guarantee, so it wins. So instead of being a stage number 2 because there was the guarantee, it's stage number 3 because there's also a new mechanism. So this is very simple, very intuitive. I know you got it. It's just to get you to understand that now this script specifically is at awareness stage number 4 and sophistication stage number 3. So if you were to find an ad like this on the internet and it's in your space, a competitor, what you want to do is take that ad, write down the script of the ad, and then you go and analyze it. Okay, what does this ad have? Okay, social proof, guarantees, bonus benefits, it kills the objections and the predispositions. Okay, the awareness here is number 4. Okay, and what does introduce a new mechanism. Okay, so this is stage number 3. Okay, so now if I want to compete in this market, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to introduce a new mechanism, and I always need to have social proof, some good guarantees, you already know what type of ad you're going to write because you know the sophistication and awareness of your competitors. Okay? If you don't know this, it's like your ads are like, it's like shooting a shot in the dark. You don't know if it's going to go well or bad because you don't know how aware or sophisticated your target audience is. But now you who are watching this course and are still here watching, you know it. So let's get into the next step, shall we? Which is competitors, okay? In fact, you want to always make a list of competitors that are running ads in your space, and that's where you're going to analyze and break down the ads. This will give you an idea of what information is your ICP being exposed to right now, because chances are they're targeting the same people you are targeting, and at the same time, if you see, as I told you earlier, an ad that has been running for a couple months, you know the ad is performing. That means that sophistication and awareness or the angle of the ad is good, so you can take inspiration from that. Now, what I want to do is going back to the ad script, but in this case, we're going to look at all the market research that I did here. So it's the same script as earlier. I'm not going to read it, but who was the ICP here? Who was my ideal client profile? It was a age 35, 55-year-old man with a college degree, making over $100,000 a year, and has at least $10,000 to invest in services. He's employed in a well-paying job or owns a business. This is the person I was targeting with this ad. What are his desires? To buy back their time, spend it doing what they love, to have an additional stream of income that operates on its own or passively, to own a serious long-term online business that can be sold to investors in the future. Those are the desires. What are their pain points right now? Lack of time for family and personal interest, lack of technical knowledge or past experience in the online business space. So for example, then let's look at the predispositions. The more sophisticated they are, the more predispositions they have. Here we were at a sophistication level 3, so they definitely have some predispositions, and awareness, as we said earlier, stage 4. So what are their predispositions? Starting a profitable Amazon store is complex and requires both time and skills. If you are so good at this, why don't you do it yourself? All these agencies are scammers. It sounds too good to be true. Okay? So it sounds too good to be true, and if you're so good at this, why not do it yourself? We kill this predisposition here. How can you offer such a result-based offer like this? Basically takes the two and puts them together. Now, down here we say they want a business, a serious business, profitable and sort of passive, and we say here, they can sell it to investors for multiple 6 or even 7 figures over the next 5 years. Also, they don't have much time. That is one of their predispositions. Here we say without spending more than 2 hours a week on this. So I wanted to just quickly break down, and now you see how my research turns into this script. Cool. So now that you know all that stuff, let me show you how to actually write it. First step, actually step number 2, is to find some ideas, okay? You did all the research, you know what kind of ad will work, based on the sophistication and awareness, you already know sort of, am I going to run a flash offer? Am I going to run a type of ad, a problem solution ad? You already know sort of what ad you're going to write. So the next step is going to be going on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, anywhere where your target audience is, and find idea for your script. And the way you do that is look at, especially at the short form videos that went viral, or the recent long form videos that went viral. Ask yourself, why did it go viral? If it's because of a specific hook, you can take that hook and then use it in your ad, because the market has already it's already proven that it works. And the content that you watch, for any content that you watch about your space, your niche right now that you're targeting in your ads, write down as many things that you know and you find in this content about your niche. And always look at the content from the eyes of your ICP. Don't look at the content from your eyes. Look at the content from your eyes of your ICP. If your ICP is a 50-year-old mom, you already know everything. You already know their desires. You know their problems. So think, okay, I have these problems and I want this thing. And now I watch this video. What does my head think? Now you are in the mind of your ICP and you can take better decisions and understand why something worked and why your ICP didn't scroll but actually liked the video. Okay? And obviously you need to ask yourself why. All the ideas, all the hooks, all the sentences that you find that are interesting, write them down on a Google Doc. They're going to come now very in handily once you write the ad. Let's go into step number 3, the actual writing. Finally, okay? By now, you should already have an idea of what type of script you're going to write. You know if it's a flash offer, you know if it's going to be a problem solution ad, you know exactly what it is. So all you have to do now is getting into the actual writing. For the hook is the most important part of the ad. That's where you should invest up to 80% of your efforts because in those first 5 to 7 seconds. And obviously, as everything, the hook changes a lot based on the awareness and sophistication of the market. This is my rule of thumb when I go into the hooks. So, the least aware and sophisticated my ICP is, the more general the hook can be. This is the best way to make money online in 2024. Okay? The least aware and sophisticated they are, the more general the hook can be. While the more aware and sophisticated the ICP is, the more direct the hook should be. Are you looking to get into e-commerce? Okay, they're already sophisticated and aware about e-commerce, so you just tell them, hey, are you looking to get into it? You call them out because they already know about it. While if they don't know what e-commerce is, these will never hook someone who doesn't know what e-commerce is. You probably know this, you probably understood this already from the sophistication and awareness part, but just saying, this is sort of my rule of thumb. Obviously, pay great attention to the hooks that went viral in the short form content, because those are already proven to work. So pay very good attention to that, adapt it to sophistication and awareness, and you got it. Now, once you have the hook down, your body is going to basically take care of itself. You already know what type of ad you're going to write. The body is very simple. Here are 3 things that I always keep in mind when I write the body of my ads. First thing, when the more sophisticated the market is, the shorter I want my ad to be. And that's for one reason. With a non-so-sophisticated audience, you can talk for 2 minutes, spitting out bold claims on how your solution will fulfill their desires, and they will listen, basically, because it's something new to them. While when they are sophisticated, they've already heard so many things similar to that as soon as they hear something too similar, 2 seconds, they're going to scroll. So you can't really speak too much in your ads. Otherwise, they're going to scroll. They're too sophisticated for that. So in that case, what works best, in my experience, is short ads between 15 and 30 seconds and very intriguing. This works well, especially when you send people to a VSL, a free training. Just keep the ad very intriguing, 15 to 30 seconds, and send them to a free training. Simple. This is when the market is very sophisticated. Okay? Now, the least aware your market is about your solution, the more you should explain about it, about the solution, and about the mechanism of that solution. We talked about that already earlier. Back to what I said earlier, right? If I'm running ads for my copywriting program and you don't know what copywriting is, I have to tell you briefly what copywriting is. If you already know what copywriting is, what my program is, and why you should buy, if I start explaining you what copywriting is, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, and you're just going to scroll. So it's important that based on the awareness, you change the way you write the body. Simple. And last thing, the more aware and sophisticated, so both together, your market is, the more objection and predispositions they're going to have. Okay? So unaware prospect knows your solution and knows that he wants it. But at the same time, he has heard so many claims and tried so many different solutions that he's sophisticated and skeptical to give yours a shot. So in this case, the best thing to do in your body is explaining why your solution is better than the competition and showing that your solution is safe and that it works. Simple, social proof. So this is what you would do the more when both sophistication and awareness are very high. Think about what objections and predispositions your target audience has right now and kill those in the body of your ad. And this really proves to you that research is much more important than how you write the ads. There's not really a structure, hook body offer, go from this to... No, it all changes based on how aware and sophisticated your market is. It literally all changes based on those two factors. But if you nail the awareness and sophistication, you might not be an exceptional writer, but your ads will perform. And that is all that matters at the end of the day. Now, last part of every ad is the call to action. It's very simple. The structure that I always use is action to take plus benefits or reward of taking the action. For example, click the link below to watch the free training. This is the action. And redeem your 60,000 Amex points today. This is the reward of watching the free training. Simple. And a way they like to transition, I thought you might want to know this, a way that I like to transition from the body to the call to action is with something like this. So right now you have two options. Do nothing and accept the consequences and stay with your pain, or click the link below and get all these benefits and rewards. Your choice. Click the link below and see you there. Something like that, okay? This is something that I like to use. Just want to let you know, in case you're writing some ads, this is something that works. Now, let's do what we did with the script up there with the two more scripts, okay? Let's do that. So script number 1, this is 30 seconds long, maybe even 25. I'm on a $2,000 business class flight to New York from London, but I paid only £24. And that's just because I know how to use these. You'll understand what these are now in a second. Nowadays, you don't need to be rich or famous to fly business class and stay at 5-star hotels. All you have to do is learn a couple of credit hacks and you can immediately start saving tens of thousands of pounds a year in flights and hotels. So to help you out, I recorded a video where I explain 2 simple credit hacks that you can use today, and it saved me over 60,000 pounds already. It's completely free. Just click the button down here to check it out and enjoy. Okay? So these are credit cards, like American Express cards. So here we said, I'm on a $2,000 business flight to New York from London, but I only paid £24 thanks to these. And we show the credit cards in the ad. Now let's analyze this ad real quick. ICP. The ICP here is very broad because the service is very broad. You know, credit cards. Everybody has credit cards, right? So the service is very broad. So we have a very broad ICP. Basically, we have 3 different types of ICP. They're all 20 to 50 years old, and they are family men, business owners, and young couples. So it's very wide audience, and these, you know, we basically have 3 different ICPs. But that doesn't really matter. All you need to know is that you want to use language that can work with all of them. So what are the desires of these people? Travel in the world, stay at 5-star hotels, and showing to their friends on Instagram. Fly business class and show it to their friends on Instagram. Spend less for his business trips, this is especially for the businessman. Go on vacation with his family, especially for the family man. And travel more often applies to all of them. These are their desires. Now, what are their pain points? Don't have the money to travel often for businesses, and it costs a lot. Predispositions. I need to have a high credit score to do this. I need to spend a lot of money up front to get my Amex points. It's hard to get approved by the credit card companies. Flying business class costs too much. 5-star hotels are too expensive. Okay? These are all the predispositions, all the stuff. Now that you know all of this, I want you to stop this for a second and try to guess what awareness and sophistication are for this target audience right now. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to do that. Okay, hope you did. And turns out awareness is stage number 3. The prospect knows he has a problem or a desire and he wants a solution for it. He just doesn't know there is a product or credit hacking program that can solve it for him or fulfill it. So what you do here, it's stage number 3, and what we did in this ad is point out the problem or the desire, flying business class for £24, introduce your product as the solution, and he only was able to do that thanks to these, that's the solution, and then we show social proof. We didn't really do that as much here. In other ads we do that more, but it's clearly an awareness stage number 3. Now, when we talk about sophistication, we're in stage number 2. We're second in the market. It's not saturated yet. They're not so sophisticated. We're not first, but it's not sophisticated yet. So what we do is simply enlarge the claim to its extreme. We enlarge the claim of you can fly for cheap with business class, and we enlarge it by saying a $2,000 flight, now it's £24. I can show you today how to get £60,000 of points. Okay, this is basically enlarged. And we can still enlarge this even more, adding guarantees. So you see how we're in a beginning stage of sophistication number 2. Hope you got that right. If you didn't, you have one more chance, because we're going to have to analyze one more ad here. Here we go. It's 30 seconds. Let's read the ad. I went from being an underpaid waiter to making over $20,000 a month just a year later, without starting a business or an agency, creating content, selling courses, or doing any of that stuff. All I did was learn how to do one very simple thing: writing emails for businesses. It took me 7 days to learn the skill and another 10 days to land my first client. And in my first month of writing emails, I made $6,567. And because right now the demand for this skill is through the roof, I'm looking for 5 guys who I can train and help make $5,000 by the end of next month. You can work from anywhere you want. All you need is a laptop and a few hours a day. So if that's something you'd like to do, click the button below and save your spot before they run out. Let's look at the ICP. 18 to 25 years old, at least $1,000 to invest, and they have a full-time job and at least $1,000 to $3,000 saved up. Okay? This is basically who we are targeting. Desires: making $10,000 a month, proving all those who didn't believe in them wrong, make money from wherever they want, not work in an office for the rest of their life, make more than their friends. These are the desires of these people. Pain points: stuck in a 9-to-5 or in college, don't have the money to start a business, already tried businesses in the past and failed, don't have money, don't have more than 2 to 3 hours a day to invest in this. Predispositions: finding clients is hard. Why would clients want to work with me? I don't think I'm good enough. I need to be an exceptional writer. I don't know how to write. I'm not native English speaker. It's too saturated. This is what people think. So I'm going to give, now that you know all of this, I'm going to give you 2 seconds again to try to understand, stop the video, and try to analyze what's the sophistication and what's the awareness here. Let's do it. Right, and we have an awareness, stage level 3. He knows he has a problem or desires. He knows he has a problem or desire, and he wants a solution for it. But he just doesn't know there is our product that can solve it and fulfill it for them. So in this case, what we did, simple: point out a problem or desire. We just point out their desire, making $20,000 in 1 year. Then we introduced our product as a solution, writing emails for businesses, and we showed social proof. Our social proof here basically was our story. That's already social proof, saying that in 1 month we made $6,567. Simple. So you see how this is clearly awareness stage number 3. Now, what was the sophistication? We're second in the market. So we enlarged the claim to its extreme. We went, like the extreme here is making $20,000 a month just a year later. Okay, it takes us 7 days to learn it, 10 days to land a client. First month, $6,500. Okay, we're basically bringing it to its extreme. The offer, $5,000 by the end of next month. All we need here is a guarantee, and we're basically done. It's already stage number 2, the max. Now, obviously, if we were to go into stage number 3, there would be a new mechanism. But there's no new mechanism here, so it's stage number 2. And the only thing that I noted here is that the name copywriting might be more sophisticated than 2. Some people might be more sophisticated if they hear the word copywriting. So that's why it's better to explain the business model without mentioning the name too much. That's a note I put myself before writing this ad, and that's why I didn't say doing one simple thing, copywriting. No, because it doesn't sound new at all. I put writing emails for businesses. And that is what it is. Very, very simple. Okay? So that said, that basically is the end for this video. I really hope you learned something. I think we went through a lot of stuff, and I think it's worth it for you if you found it valuable, but you still have some doubts, to rewatch it another time, especially awareness and sophistication part. That's the main part that you want to have clear. But once you have that, I know you're gonna write better ads, you're gonna perform better for your clients. Your business, if you write your own ads, they're gonna do better. If you want someone to write your ads and you think I know my stuff a little bit, you can contact me down here. If you are a copywriter and you want to know more about this, especially how to find clients for this stuff, how did people pay me to write ads following this simple framework like this, you can check out my program down here in the description also. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, share. Anything you do really helps me. And yes, stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video.